Where's my lighter? Fuck. What the fuck? Probably pissing a river. I think he's doing a shit. Fucking hell, dude. You guys are brutal, man. That's all I can say. You're fucking brutal. Fucking hell. Oh, fuck. I'm so fucked up in it. I actually burnt the wrong side of the fucking cigarette. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, shit. Fuck. Morning, guys. Burnt the wrong end of the cigarette. Like a complete dumbass. Oh, fuck. Okay, I have to cut that out later. Never mind. Oh, that fucking... What happened was, what's going on, BC Richfield? How you doing, man? Morning, champs. Hope you guys doing well. Bitcoin's doing Bitcoin. You know, a bit of a tricky one at the moment. Still in a range band environment. But let's see what we got here, man. We got some good people here. We got Crypto Cruise. We got Yasin. We got fan of Country Club. I didn't go for a shit, fam. I had a phone call I had to pick up. That's all it was. I didn't go for a shit. And it depends on what kind of shit you're taking. Sometimes, like, you can take you like a couple of, a good 15-20 minutes. You got to sit down and make sure you got to wait there, innit? What's going on, Piotr? Guna's here. Sebastian's here. You got Pirate here. And these guys are taking a piss. Michael Gaffrey, BC Richfield is here, man. Good to have you here, brother. Yuri's here as well. We got Derry, Thomas. Morning to you guys. Happy Friday to all you guys as well. CDMs. That's how you start the day. Yeah, it definitely is. Alright, so no distractions from me, from yourself. Okay. Well, dude, you can always talk and chat, man. It's all blessed, man. It's all blessed here. I find it difficult to switch bias at crucial areas. Support turns resistance and vice versa, but I'm learning a lot from guys like you, Trader SC and XO. Appreciate the live stream. Bless. Appreciate that, Yasin. You know what it is? It's like bias is one thing in it. So I talked to the guys in the group yesterday, not yesterday, the day before, about biases as well. So you got something called a high time frame bias, and then you got something called a lower time frame bias. So like I could be like macro bearish, but short term bullish. So right now price is in a range. So we just literally play that range, level to level, nothing else, nothing too crazy. Keep it nice and simple. Well, we'll go through the whole thing as well. Got Ed here, got Joe. Morning to you as well. Put a limit on the good ones. All right, then smash the likes, and if you haven't followed, just give me a follow, man, and I'll show you what the deal is. All right, so let's just talk about Bitcoin. One second, get this chart up. So Bitcoin, it's come to a crucial area, right? So before we go any further, let's talk about the higher time frame. Well, more of a let's talk about that. So let's go on the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, what's going on? We've come into this area here. This is common support so far. Fuck, can I not do this? Can I not draw? Can't fucking draw on this now. Okay, one second. What the fuck's going on? Not one second. My pen tool was playing up. We're just working early on as well. I was doing it in the morning. What the fuck? Alright, let me close this up and then do it again. Fucking pen tool. Epic pen. Morning, Piotr. How you doing, brother? So yeah, as we're going to talk about as we're waiting for the pen tool to come up. So literally, is it up? Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So what it is, this 4 hour block here for the support is support. So far looking like support. If we hold this high there, it's support. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. And the question is, how do we play this level to level? I mean, if you're gonna play up any higher, at least target 1 will be here. Why target 1 will be there? That's the weekly range we've been playing for about 2 months really. This is all a range band environment that price is capped in. We've got some deviation going on over here, here, and all over here, and on the upside of the top as well. So it is a bit of a messy PA. Some people may find it boring PA, but if you look on the higher time frame, it does look kind of boring. It doesn't look like anything's going on. But let's just strip it. Let's just switch it down a level there. And literally what we've got here is we've got June's range. So June's range, as we can see, literally it's capping the market on the bottom side, we've got support over here, a bit of a deviation there, of resistance at the top side, resistance, and that was a deviation there. The mid-range has capped the market there. We had a deviation of the mid-range. We come back to the 25% range, and we're finding resistance there. So if you want to play this level to level, right, using the ranges of June, monthly ranges, this is the area we've got to focus on. But more importantly, is Monday's range. We're still capped in Monday's range, because if you can look here, if I go down to zoom into this, you can start seeing that the price has been consolidating in this area here. We're at support here, right? So we're looking for like shorts and longs and whatever, but remember, it's a level to level play. So we got to keep in mind that this is still macro support for the monthly, right? So the monthly will close in about a week's time. And then from there, I just saw Areska's, you look like Neymar. Thank you for that, dude. Caught me off guard there, bro. Fucking geezer. Smash up the likes, man. I'm just get. He's my cousin, you know. Neymar's my cousin. Yeah, man. I'm half Brazilian. Half Brazilian, half Mauritian. That's why. It's the spin pace. That's what it is. But appreciate that, man. Really appreciate it. Richfield, why are you getting involved in this now? Bro, the worst one is like back in the days when I had longer hair. I was just gonna be called Djokovic, but he was like he was my favorite tennis player, so I was super gassed. Where's my fucking water? 1 second, guys. 1 second. I just need to grab my water. That's a distraction from me there. Sorry about that. Yo, Reska, what's your Twitter? I'll give you a follow back. I don't mind. Supposed to, I think you send me your what you call it? You're tagging it, and I'll send it to you. You DM me. Alright, let's have a look quickly before we go. Let me move this to the side. 1 second, guys. Oh, it's you. Okay. I got you now. I got you. Got a new boy here now. Give him a follow. Gem Crypto Father. Give him a follow now. Okay, cool. I'll check you out afterwards. Alright, let's get back to work now. That's important now. You're welcome, my bro. So yeah, we're talking about Monday's range, right? So we're still capped into Monday's range. Now, I was looking for a short yesterday, right? And I'll talk about that yesterday. I was with the guys yesterday. I'm looking for a short. I'm going to bring this out there and I'll explain to you in just a moment there. So we're above the mid-range. Monday's mid-range. Remember, we're also above the June's low. So it is bullish in its own way. The question is, does it come back down, take out the stops over here, bounces off there and holds above it and reclaims the mid-range itself? Or do we actually start losing the mid-range and then playing it back down? Well, lose this June's low, play it back down 25% and take out liquidity over here. Well, going to Monday's low at least at the very minimum. So that's what we're looking for, seeing what happens level to level. But before we do so, I want to touch base into a few things. Number one, dollar index. Look at this. Fucking bullish as fuck though, isn't it? How the fuck is this not bearish? Is this the top? Everyone's calling the top like last month. Like a couple of weeks ago, everyone kept calling the top on dollar index. Or it's just hopeful wish, isn't it? Asgard, my bro, how you doing, man? It's been a while. So yeah, dollar index. I've been saying it's been banging on 113.5. It's gonna go there. It's gonna have to pop there. If it was gonna be bearish, right? Well, if short-term bearish, what we'd have looked at, tagged into this level 113. We talked about it yesterday. Come back down, lose this, right? Lose the 25% range. Come back into this channel itself and play it back down to this level here, and then we see we can go down into the mid-range of the channel itself, playing into this low over here. That'll be fine, and then see if we can actually lose this low over here. But in fact, it's just fucking bullish. You gotta look at dollar index how you looked at Bitcoin in 2021. So 113.5 is on the motherfucking table, and if that's the case, your ES is gonna go down, the crypto's gonna go down, the lot's gonna go down. What also gives me higher confidence on why that we're gonna go a lot more down. Well, look at this though. I'll show you something. Have you heard of euro? Right, it's not a shit coin, right? It's actually a legitimate currency, Euro USD. Look at this. Remember one thing. Oh yeah, I'll explain this to you in a bit as well. So remember one thing, if I hide this, right? with the euro, 54% of euro is actually of the dollar index is comprised of I can't even say the word compromised, no, whatever the word is, right? Of dollar index. 54% of dollar index is euro. Okay, so obviously if euro goes down, let me write this down. So if euro goes down, then what happens is dollar goes up. All right, and if euro goes up, yeah, if euro goes up, dollar goes down. Oops. A simple rule, keep it nice and simple, and that's the basis of that, right? Nothing else, nothing too crazy. But look at fucking euro, man. It's just fucking shit in the bed quite hard, isn't it? It's come back down to from like 2012, 2002's low is coming down into this area. So before we talk about anything else, right, let's just look at the chart. I mean, just looking at this chart on the weekly. This is the weekly. Fucking hell, dude. What the fuck is going on here? Jesus Christ. Okay, so got this range bound environment right there, and that's where we are. We're in this range bound environment. If it was to be bullish, I mean, I think we're going to squeeze into these lows over here, to squeeze into this low, which comes in about approximately 96. Yeah, about 96. What could happen is do this, come back up, and then we watch how if we are able to reclaim this. If you're able to reclaim this, this is your confirmation. That's the low, and then that's the low. We're going to at least go into this area here. Oops, let's try this properly. To this area here, and then squeeze into this area here, and see if we can get into this area here. Level to level play, and then if that happens, if this gives me the confirmation, I'll play it back up to there, target 1, and then we go to target 2, and then to target 3, and that's it. Simple as that. Reason why I'll like that'll be a massive swing trade I'll play there. Reason why I won't go any further, but look at this. See this high over here? That's capping the market. This high is capping the market there. Look, support, deviation, support. We lose this there. Do a deviation. Do another deviation. Resistance, deviation. So we know this area here. This, well, let's just highlight this all actually. This high to about here is where the price is getting capped at, and that's why we're looking to be taking profits right over here. And then we'll see if we squeeze into the, I don't really give a shit, but we'll see what happens there. But that's a swing trade there, right there. If price does this, if euro does this, you know, dollar's gonna go down, then we can start saying, yeah, the top in dollar is happening. Short term, it could be macro, we don't fucking know. We play it level to level, and then at the same time we start looking at stocks going up, and your crypto's gonna go up. Until then, it's gonna go down. I don't think we're in any movement to go any. I don't think we're gonna go up, in my opinion, just yet. Nothing at all. We have to watch out how this happens, because look, if we end up losing this level here, right? This is the area that we're in. If we lose this level here and we find resistance and we break down, where's the next set of targets? Well, it'll be here. Minimum, I'd say here, and then we can squeeze into this here. I can see this happening there. And we're looking for targets of, let's see, 90, and then going to 88. Fucking hell. Dollar is looking insane. It is looking quite nuts though, I ain't gonna lie to you. So keep an eye on this, man. Euro USD is the key to look at, and dollar as well. Do something like this, break down, and then I can say target 1, and then squeeze into target 2. And we'll see what happens next. We'll have to see what happens next. And it just looks fucking horrible. You know, Sweden's actually raised their rates to 100 BPS. I know, like, everyone's like, rate hikes is everywhere across the global. You know, it's fucked up. It's really, really fucked up. Now I want to show you something else. This is what I've done here. It's a little secret there, right? I do think 96 is on the table. 96 comes into around. Actually, 96 comes into this high here. That's where 96 comes into, around there. But I'll show you why. Okay, so go on the daily. Let me delete this. Oh yeah, you can see this trend line. Look at this trend line. We lost that completely, man. Fucking hell. It's a trend line from back in 1985, before I was born, and we found a support in 2001. Found a support again around 2015. So bit of a deviation. Come back up, and it's just showing. You can see this. You see that? You see this impulse move up, come back down, bounces off it, then another impulse move, it comes back down, and he bounces off it, and then this one is weaker. So this is already, it's getting capped at where? It's getting capped at around here, this high here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You see that? Resistance, deviation, resistance, sells off. So it's looking quite shit though, in my opinion. Looking really, really shit. Thank you, Stone1YGM. I really appreciate that. Do you use leverage when trade? Yeah, I do. You'll see in a moment. We'll talk about like plans I would do for Bitcoin and Ethereum and the lot and whatnot. So ETH to the gulag, 100%, man. Reach parity with the dollar. Crazy. It is mad though, isn't it, thingy, Richfield? What's going on, T6? Good to have you. Finally, no more replay for Daink's live streams. Oh, bless you, man. Glad that you're here. How you doing, Rack? Dubsdorf, good to have you here as well. Madness, bruv. Even though we have energy surplus, it's mad expensive since we are selling to this. Yeah, fucking hell, man. It's just fucking ridiculous, though. It's a shit show, really, if you think about it. It is a real shit show, but we're stuck. You know, we can't do anything about it. We are literally stuck. So I'm going to talk about this one in just a second there. 1.75 is missing right here. And I'm just going to change this. So this is a range bound environment, okay? I want to focus on this area actually first. Let me remove all this. So this is what I was looking at first. Originally, you see this? This is a range low. This is the range high. Price got up, came back down, right? Back to range low. Did a bit of a deviation, and we popped up to the mid-range, found resistance at the mid-range, came back to range low, and that's what happened. You see what happened to this? Look at this, right? I'm just going to remove this for a second, right? We don't need this no more for a second. So you see how this has happened? Up to range high, range low, did a deviation, back to mid-range. Mid-range, we lost it. Then we found the thingy, looking for a deviation, seeing if we get any support. Instead, we didn't reclaim this high. If it was to be bullish, what we would want to see is a reclaim of this high itself, which didn't happen on the daily. We just found resistance and then set off, right? And don't you see this is funny? Low to high, high to low, and then low to mid, and then sell off. Look what happened to Bitcoin. Is it going to be the same thing? Or is this time different? Low to high, high to low, low to mid, back down, and then we're finding resistance. So where is the resistance? Let's have a look. The resistance on this one. Fuck off. What's going on here? All right. What are we unable to reclaim is this low here. See this low here? That's capping the market there. If I remove this for a second, that's capping the market. So if we were to do the same as if price is a fractal similar to euro, we're finding resistance. We should sell off over here, break down, lose this low, off we go, back down. At least the 17.5k, right? 17.5k, take out liquidity off this low over here, and then see how we react if we go back down, or do we actually reclaim and hold up? Go back into this as a retest, and then the question is, so look, let me just show you this now. So we've got this low here, that is June's low, okay? So now, when we start losing this low here, and then we start targeting to June's low, to 17.6, 17.5k itself, now the question is, we're gonna have a reaction. Let it do its thing. And the question is, that will be target 1, back into this low, and then that will be target 2, back into June's low. And the question is this a deviation of the range? And if it is a deviation, we expect price to step back up, and then confirmation for higher prices is when we get back above this, and that will be your longs. That will be your longs and your stop long. That's a stop loss. That's a solid confirmed swing play to play higher prices. Or does it decide to actually say, okay, we're just doing a retest, breaks down, loses low again, off it goes, back into here, loses low, back down. That's what we're looking for now. We are at a critical point to see what happens. If we want to be bullish, we need to reclaim 19.6k, which is, whoops, what the fuck happened there? There. We need to reclaim 19.6k, which is 19.5k. If we reclaim this, happy days, let's go. Target 1, reaction, and then from the 25% range, confirmation, target 2, at least into this base, and then squeeze into mid-range. And then we'll see what happens there. Do we reclaim and go higher? And if not, it's going to be shit. The reason why I'm saying that this is not looking good, market structure wise, let's just look at it on the daily. Look, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And now the market structure has shifted. We've lost this low over here. Now we made a lower low, lower high, lower low. Now this one here, there's a stop run. If this was supposed to be bullish right here, we shouldn't have actually taken out this, because that's the lower low. But in fact, it's a stop run. It takes out this, right? It takes out this, squeezes into this thin area over here. Does a deviation of the mid range. Comes back down, takes out this low over here, and now it makes a lower low. That's a lower low. So market structure is just bearish at the moment, right? So would I be looking for longs? No, not fucking yet. Oh motherfucker. Oh fuck's sake, what happened? I'll show you what happened now. 15 minutes. Let me open up the fucking guys from the group will actually know what I'm talking about, right? I'll tell you in just a second. The 19th of fucking September, right? So that's the high. blue. Okay, so that's the daily range there. Now let's drop it down to the hourly. Right. The guys in the country club knows what I'm talking about here, right? And they're gonna understand this more than most people here, right? But let's just talk about this now. So you see this high over here. The guys know what this high was representing, right? See this high over here. This was a deviation. I had a play with a stop loss above here yesterday. I took some profits at the mid range, right? Well, not the mid range. I took some profit just below the mid range over here, and it got stopped out. But in overall, it was a plus 1 point R, plus 0.1 R. That's what it was overall, right? Never mind, fuck that shit. Then I came up and I wanted to see if it was to be bullish to hold above here, and I looked for a play back into this high over here. Instead, it didn't do that. It's come back to where the motherfucking mid range, right? We were getting capped at the market, and where are we getting capped? Let's have a look. It's right over here, I believe, right there. That's it. You can see. You see how that is? That's a deviation of this high over here, and then all this price action there. Look, we come into this area, find support, resistance, sells off, comes back in, resistance, sells off, stops out these highs there, takes out liquidity on Monday's high, then comes back down and looks what's happened. Finds resistance, resistance, resistance. It's motherfucking resistance. This was I should have actually taken a fucking trade there, put a stop loss, hard stop over here. That was my fault there. Never mind. Anyway, or if I want to be like aggressive, put a stop loss above the box there. Invalidations above this higher there. Anyway, never mind. We missed that. Well, I missed out the trade. We can look for another trade anyway. So we talked about this range here yesterday with the group, and I'm gonna just briefly touch on base on this there. So you see here, price was consolidating in this range over here. During New York, we popped down, right? And if we were to be bearish, what we wanted to see is, you see, oh fuck off, I can't even do this properly straight. You see this here, this low here. We want to see price find resistance, go down to target 1, and that's June low. Lose the low, go back to 25% of the range, and then squeeze that back down to at least minimum over here. That'll be the next set of targets, and then this will be the targets here for Monday's stuff. Then we'll see what happens, right? But remember the fractal we talked about, euro high. So it was high to low, sorry, low to high, high to low, low to mid, and then it sells off. This is the same thing it looks like to me. It doesn't look any different. I'm not bullish at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not bullish. But we're playing it level to level. At the same time, we can flip biases on the lower time frame and see what happens. But it has to give me something for me to even play. Anyway, so what happened was now we're back into the range. Do the deviation of this range bound environment over here. Come into here. Lost this low over here. Now it's going back to range low. Find resistance here, and now we're at the mid range. Now, if I want to start being bullish, right, I need to watch how price is reacting. Okay. The market structure is going down. Looks like it's going down at the moment. What will give me the confluence for me to go back up to play higher? So if we come back into this area here, right? So if I want to be bullish, right, this is how I'll look to play it. Come back up, reclaim this low, this range bound environment. Then this will give me my trigger to at least play it back to the range high. From the range high, squeeze into the 25% range, and then we'll see a reaction from there. Hold above it. You see this high here? See this high here? Causing a bit of an issue. If we reclaim this, this will be absolute confirmation to go back up to range high. And then you can say, compound this further up, and then that'll be the trade to go to from level to level. Then from there, we'll see what happens. Do we actually do something like this, right? So once we actually reclaim that level, right? Do we actually, come into here, reclaim this level here, reclaim the level here, break it up, take out all this liquidity here, test this back into 25% of the range, and we'll see what happens. That will be confirmation for me to play out, but I'll be playing it back to range high. Right, that's for me, because remember, we're coming into this area here. This area is the resistance area. So any push up into this area will be short-lived if it was to be bearish, because we could just break down back down here. Now, if we come back up, right, and does this, breaks down, this is, you can enter a trade right here with your stop loss above here, for example, or wherever the high is. Just put the stop loss there, playing it back down, level to level. The moment we come back down here and find resistance, this will be your confirmation for lower prices. Because remember, this is resistance. That was a deviation, and that would have been a deviation, and we're back into it. If we're going to be bullish, what we're doing back into the range? We shouldn't be back in the range. Then you play back to mid-range to June's low to 25%, and then back down to range low. And that's how you would play this if it were to pop up, right? And find resistance in this area. Okay. Now, if I were to actually look for bearish play, because remember we have found resistance in this area here. Okay. Let me put it on 15 minutes. That's better. Right. So we found resistance in this area here. Now, if I want to see a deeper pullback, I don't mind if it comes into this area here, for example, breaks down. Once it breaks down, I can enter here. I can still put my stop loss here, for example. If I want to be, more safe, put it above the box itself, and then watch. If it reclaims this level here and goes to 25% of range, I look to cut the trade, right? Because it looks like we're going to come back into this area, maybe squeeze out these liquidity there, and then see what happens from there. And we got the plan for the breakdown if it does happen there. So that will be a squeeze of the plan, right? But once it comes back down to the mid range, so this is the absolute confirmation, right? You can't retest the range high. It's struggling to get to the range high. So I know there's a lot of strength in terms of the bearish play. So if it was to do something like this, let's have a look. Let me delete this. Bring up my fucking levels because we talked about this. So that's that. Yeah. So cool. So now what I want to see, if we were to get down below the mid range, break down, that will be a confirmation. Because why? We are below the mid range. Your hard stop will be there. That's your invalidation, right? Any deviation. So like, let's just say price decides to do something like this. Price decides to do a squeeze up, then breaks down. And once it breaks down and loses this level here, shows me bearish market structure, I can enter in and I can put a stop loss probably here, right? And that'll be a deviation of the mid range. And then we're playing back down to June's low. Then from June's low, I expect some resistance, some reaction. But once we lose this June's low, 25% of the range, squeeze into here. That'll be the next set of targets, and then we go down into Monday's low. And then from Monday's low, we'll see what happened. And that's just the plan to short the market there. Now, if we start coming back down, and now this is where it gets interesting now. So let me go back to this chart here, right? Use this chart here, so we know this is the range bound environment here, okay? And look what's happening here. We're stepping back into the range. If this is the high, right, then what would happen is we come back, we're back into the range here. We should start finding resistance, play back down to the 75% range, and then play it back down to this range itself, which was the low that we were playing before. There was a reaction over here. I expect some sort of reaction, break it back down to the mid range. And you see here, this is Monday's low. This is Monday's low. Now, we get down all the way to Monday's low, for example. From Monday's low, if you start breaking down, finds resistance, you know you can play back to 75% of the range, which is at let's call it 18k. From 18k, we squeeze it down to 17.6k, and then look to squeeze down the liquidity at 17.572, right? The reason why 17.572 is liquidity over here. I'll show you. The daily. See this low over here? That's the liquidity there. So that's what we're looking to take out. And then from there, obviously this is a range bound environment. From there, we play level to level. I mean, let me have a look at something. Let me just expand this out across. I'm a bit interested in this. How we reacted. But you can see how it was worked actually. If I were to delete all this for a second, right? Just delete that. You can see that range itself is now acting as resistance, that range high. You see, right here, resistance. We had resistance there and we popped up, found support. Found support, bounced off the monthly open. Oops. Yeah. So first found resistance over here, come back up, found support, bounce into the monthly open, rejected off there, and then look at this. All this is resistance. So this is resistance on range high. Then at least the very minimum on a macro scale, this is how we'd be looking to play this then. Is literally this. Right? Breaks down. So break down to this area here, from this area to mid-range squeeze into here, see some reaction, right? So I can expect some sort of reaction over here, for example, do this, breaks down, and then we go to the next set of targets, and then to this low, which comes down to potentially, we're looking to go from 17.5k, we're looking to go down to 17k and 16.2k. Damn, motherfucker, this is fucking horrible. But like I said, I showed you, euro is bearish, dollar is bullish. Dollar's going to 113.5. Nothing's changed. Any questions? When euro hit lows, would you recommend opening a euro account for future years? Well, you can open like a forex account and play the longs on there. Like a swing trade, I'll do. Definitely be interested in swing trade on euro, 100%. Oil, let's have a look at oil actually. That's a good point. Wait, before I look at oil, I want to touch base on gold, XAU USD. My shorts are going well on this one. I entered a short onto this one, and I was talking about how we're going to go back down to here, 1532. And the chart was a long time ago. It was probably about 2 weeks ago. Well, not 2 weeks ago, probably about 4. Nah, we were over here. I think we were around here, so 14 September. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, I'd say. 2 weeks ago or a week ago. Whatever the fucking bullshit it was. It was actually the mid-range. So I know it was in August. But just looking at gold itself, we've got a range-bound environment. This high, sorry, this low to this high. And as you can see, low to high, high to low, low to high. The deviation back to low. And we're losing the low itself now. That's the focusing on that green little bit over here. Just this little green area. And it's just a range-bound environment. That's all it is. And then now, if we were to lose it, see this low here? Lose this low. That's your confirmation to enter the shorts. I'll put a stop loss. I'll bring my stop loss down there. Back to squeeze to 1532. Why 1532? Let me show it to you on the weekly. You see this? Range-bound environment. This is the high. This is the low. This is the mid-range. We're losing the mid-range. Right? Do something like this. Off we go. Back into range low. Keep it nice and simple. Swing trade it. Off we go. And now if dollar goes down, if gold goes down, you know dollar goes up. That's as simple as it is. So we're looking at how it works level to level. Give me 1 second, guys. One moment there. What the fuck is it? I'm trying to find something. Where is it? No. Here. What the fuck is it? I had like a little cheat code in it to give it to you. I was going to just show it to you guys actually here. 1 second. These pictures. No, it's not pictures. It's old pictures. I know I got a screenshot somewhere. Screenshot. Just trying to find a screenshot of something. Sorry guys, just give me a second then maybe. No, messenger pictures. It's in here. No, that was the video. Where was my trading? Did I get this? I can't have lost it. That's a really key point, you know. It's a really good thing I wanted to show you guys. Bear with me just a second there. Telegram images. No, that's not it. Here we go. So, look here. See this code over here? You can screen. I can post it in the bigger picture. This is a little thing for you as well, as a gift from me to you on a Friday. This is Jummah. Okay. You see here. So if gold goes up, euro goes down. Gold goes up, AUD, USD go down, and stuff like that. The bond yield goes up, local currency goes down. The Dow, the Nikkei goes down. There's a little cheat there. So you see, during times of economic unrest, investors tend to dump the dollars in favor of gold. Unlike other assets, gold maintains its intrinsic value. So that's a little thing. You can screenshot that and just make notes of that yourself. So so if gold goes down, dollar's going down, mate. You know what I'm saying? So just take it easy. You know, there's no need to stress. I've got any more things to actually give it to you guys? No, I don't really. Can't see anything there. No. Okay. I thought I'd share that to you guys as well, at least as a little gift. It's really useful for yourself as well, because remember, like when you're trading crypto, you want to keep an eye on what dollar index is doing as well. So don't think, oh yeah, oops, don't think like, oh yeah, crypto, Bitcoin. Fuck Bitcoin, man. Look, if dollar's king. You gotta accept dollar's king. Don't get too suckered into it. We talked about it yesterday. Don't sucker into anything bullish or don't sucker into anything bearish. You play this level to level and you be easy. Oh yeah, I'll drop. Of course, Ed. Of course, I'll drop that into Discord, bro. I'm gonna drop all the alpha that I'll give you. Like I'll send you all the important stuff to you guys, man. 100%. What type of leverage do you use? 5x, 10x. You know, sometimes 20x. If I'm scalping 20x, yeah, 25x. That's what I type to use. No, I haven't entered a short AI, so like because if I haven't entered a short, I've got the plans. What the fuck's going on here? Yeah, the plans I've drawn already that you guys can actually use yourself as well. So just wait, be patient. You know, just be patient. You know, that's all you gotta do. The key is patience as well. I'm teaching the guys in the group in the Discord group as well how to actually be patient. Well, that's another thing we have to talk about as well. But a lot of guys who tends to who trades want to get a trade every single time, which is not a problem, right? But like, look at yesterday. Yesterday I got stopped out on a trade, no problem. Took the time off. I was chilled. Today's a new day. It's a Friday. I can play the market as it comes. Don't stop following it and change bias like every 10 seconds because we don't change our underwears as often as that. Oh, thank you so much for that, man. Oh, the country club is starting. It's already started. So, Rack, if you are interested in this, there's 2 ways to go around it. Let me plug myself in, actually. So, if I go to Twitter, right? Literally, there's 2 ways. You can go onto my website, traderdaink.com, and you can actually literally go to plans and pricing, and you can do it via card over there, and you'll get an email. It might be in your junk email in regards to joining the Discord club, and then, or if you want to play by crypto, which is not a problem, you can do so via, if you go to my other page, which is Dank's C Club. The tweet over here has all the information there. You can click onto this, right, the second tweet, and then you can actually go to subscribe now, and then you literally select the currency you want to pay in, and then just follow the instructions there. So you're more than welcome to do so. Thank you, Morningstar. How are you guys finding it? I didn't get to ask you as well. I didn't get to ask you, like, are you guys enjoying it? Are you guys learning from the country club? Is it useful for you guys? I'm based in the UK. The UK. Fucking hell, is my hair sticking up? What the fuck is going on here? Yeah, based in the UK. Was looking to go to Dubai. That's not gonna happen. Obviously, got loads of family commitments here, my mom and whatnot. I can't leave my mom behind as well. I did try to tell her to come down to the thingy to Dubai, and she was saying to me, nah, it's haram there. I go, but it's a Muslim country, man. And she's like, nah, it's haram. There's loads of haram thing goes on. The Arabs drinks alcohol and whatnot. I'm like, I can't change her mind now, innit? But bless my mom. She's a pain in the backside sometimes, but I love her to bits. The Discord is country club only. Yes, that's right. Yeah, country club only. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, Guna, fan of country club. Your dad's the same. Yeah. My dad would have been the same as well. Because I went to Dubai last year, twice. The first time I went with family, and that was good. As a family, it's amazing. It's beautiful. You know, you have a great time. It's you have a lot of fun, and there's a lot of activities to do. Great weather, the pools there. We went to Atlantis as well, so it's like we went to like top of the top kind of thing. I was like, you know what, treat the family well, and they all had a good time. However, Dubai's life is just more than westernized. There's a lot more than westernized, put it that way. There's a lot of things I don't know if they can tell me. I mean, do you know how they go hold this misogynist and stuff like that? Go to Dubai. Go. You want to ban people like Christian Tate, or not Christian Tate? What's his name? What's that Tate guy's name? The bald guy. Andrew Tate. It's a monthly payment. It's monthly. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that, man. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, so like, you know, like how they banned Andrew Tate for actually talking like the truth and whatnot, and like speaking his mind. Go to Dubai. You want to ban there then, if that's the case. Oh, thank you, Richfield, man. You're so sweet, man. Thank you so much for that. Richfield, I didn't know this until I met him in whatchamacallit, fucking Paris. And he literally was saying to me that he learned a lot of things from myself, which was really, really sweet. You know, it's really nice that, you know, when you do all this work and so on, it changes someone's life. It has an impact. It has an impact, and to me, that's one of the greatest gifts I can actually give to people as well. So, but yeah, oil. Let's go to oil quickly. Okay, now oil is looking kind of shit though, isn't it? Yeah, it's lost the mid range. All right, so this is the range bound environment here for oil. We're looking at the weekly, as you can see. Right here, what we got? We got the low, we got the high, and this is the mid range. You can see the mid range has been choppy over here, grinding it all the way there. Wasn't able to reclaim this. I mean, we were finding resistance off. This is back in 2011, right? We're finding resistance off there, and sell off. Then after that, come back down to range low to 25% of range. Couldn't find it. Find deviation from the range, from the 25% of range, resistance all the way through there, and then obviously we had the 2020 crash. Once we reclaimed it, that would have been that's a trigger, nice trigger there to go all the way back to mid-range. Mid-range, we're looking for range high, but we're capped at this low here. That's why we got capped over there. And now what's happened is we're at the mid-range, below the mid-range, and it's come back into this area here. Now, where would I look to go? Let's look on the daily, let's see what's happening. Delete this shit here on the corner. Let's have a look. So, you can see this, right? You see this high over here, this consolidation move over here? This is consolidation. Price got above it, deviates off it, finds resistance in this area here. Let me show you. Finds resistance in this area here. Alright? It's another range band environment. Sorry. It's another range band environment in terms of what? So this is the low. And that was the high. Okay? Mid-range would be around, I'd say probably about here. Yeah, it looks about right. It does look approximately the mid-range there. And you can see resistance, deviation, sells off, come back to range low, and I bet you if I were to do a proper range band environment, let's have a look. Let's do it. Range high, liquidity there, and range low, and you can see pretty much pinpoint. It's perfect there. Deviation on the 25%, deviations again, finds resistance off here, off it goes back down to the range low. We lose the range low, trying to reclaim it. Doesn't even reclaim it. If we were to reclaim it and hold above this high, we can play back to this level here, into this blue box over there, and see if we can squeeze into the top of the blue box, which comes into this consolidation there, and then to mid-range. But instead, it decided to go lower. We're doing bearish market structure. What do I mean by bearish market structure? Look here. So if I go on the 4 hours, it makes things a little bit more clear, and you can see the market structures like this. That's the high, that's the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Curves into here, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It's going down. It's going down. Put it that way. Okay. Where do I think it's going to go next? Well, hang on a second. So let's just work this out on the 4 hours. All right. So you see this area here. This area of consolidation right over here. Okay. That's where we are. That's where we are. So we're finding support over here. We're coming back into this area there. If we were to reclaim it, hold above it, then I say back into the mid-range. This is the mid-range of the macro range we're talking about, and see if we can squeeze into this range bound environment over here. And then we have to ask ourselves, is this a deviation? And if it is a deviation, we'll hold back up and carry on going higher. Or is this a retest? If it's a retest, we start breaking back down, bounce off here. But all importantly, if you want confirmation for shorts, right, you want to lose this low here. And then we play it level to level. The first level was to find a reaction will be off this high over here. And then we take out liquidity from here, approximately there. You see that? That's what I'll be looking for. That's the next set of targets there. So break it down. Target 1, lose this low, target 2, and then lose this, squeeze into here. And that's the 25% of the range. And then all we're doing is playing in between here to here. And then once we lose it, if we lose this low here, then all bets is off. Petrol's cheaper, happy days. So we'll see what happens with the US oil. See what happens. Bit of a messy one though, but we'll see. We'll see. June, yeah, June was the high, and then come back down low. We'll see what happens though. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Thank you, Joe, man. Appreciate that. Then we'll show you the way to trust. Thank you so much for that, Richfield. Yeah, it's like, look, what I was saying to the group early on as well, like, you need to have a balance in life as well. Spending the time to actually study, because what you don't want to do is overstudy. If you're just studying, Because what tends to happen is that when you do a trade, you get it right. You do another trade, you get it right. Then your third, your fourth, and the fifth trade is wrong. And then and you're so obsessed with getting right, and you're not taking the time of a balanced time where you don't know, you don't know when to stop. You don't want to fall into a spiral where you're just losing, losing, losing. Sometimes the best thing to do is step away for the day or 2 days and come back. So there was someone in the group was telling me that they're struggling a little bit here and there, and they DM me and they're like they find a bit of struggle, and it's they've got a plan. The plan goes, they enter the plan, but then they exit the plan because they go a bit of a drawdown. And once they go to a bit of a drawdown, they start stressing a little bit and they cut the trade. So they cut the trade at a loss, but then if they have held it, they would have actually hit target. And it's a mental game. It's a psychological game. There are times, right, like where price will actually take you down to drawdown. You're not always going to be like, look, right now, if I want to take a short here, right, say I want to take a short off this, I'm playing really, really, look, obviously we know this is support at the moment. We know this is a range bound environment there. That's capping the market there. And I put a stop loss here, for example. Now, let me just zoom into here. I'll zoom into it so it makes a bit more sense. And we're playing it back down, level to level. Let's just say that I want to play, I'm taking a short over here, and I'm targeting this area here. We know this is support, and this is, not, this one here? This is like an area of resistance, okay? So, and I put my stop loss above these highs over here. That's the deviation of this SR over here, okay? So, comes back up here, and I enter a short right here. And then he comes back down, and I'm all happy, but then he starts bouncing up, and then he starts coming back up. The fact that he comes back up, right, into this area, I have to expect it's going to come back to an SR. I have my invalidation here. I'm wrong in this area here. And if I go back down, yes, I'm in drawdown, because all this is negative drawdown, right? It might come back up and scares the crap out of me, and then breaks down, and then finally does something like that, and then enters into here. So it's a psychological game. Trading is a psychological game. You have to expect there is going to be some drawdown, and you have to expect that you're going to have to play this level to level as well. And then but if you can study the charts, you can enter in at a better place. You can either enter in, like, for example, the mid-range off here, right, with minimum drawdown and break down, or if you want confirmation, enter over here, and the probability is in your favor to go back down to here, for example. Okay, so it literally is, it's a tough game, don't get me wrong, it is a tough game, but stick with it, man. Bear market is the time to learn. It really is the time to learn. BC knows what the deal is, isn't it? What car do I drive? Me, bro, I don't have a car. I drive a bicycle. Nah, I got an X5. It's an old X5. Does the job. I'm not really fussed with cars. I'm not materialistic about that kind of stuff. I've got bigger plans out there, which is like, I want to reinvest my money completely into properties and whatnot. And that's the step I want to go into. Me personally, I want to actually move out of I want to move out of crypto by 2025. I think I want to be done with that for good. Because what I do believe is what happens is when price gets regulated, right? When price gets regulated, when crypto gets regulated, it's gonna get regulated quite hard. And what happens is it's gonna move like forex and the stock market's really slow. The 100x, the 20x, 10x kind of stuff ain't gonna happen. So I want to get this done. One more run. I always have in my mind I have one more run, and I think that's the thing that you guys should always have. Always imagine you got one more run to make this hit it hard and smash it hard. And once you've done that one run, whatever happens next, who gives a flying fuck? You've got your profit. You walk away. You're happy days. You do whatever you want to do. If you want to reinvest, you reinvest. If you want to spend that money and enjoy your life, enjoy your life. It doesn't really matter, but play as smart as you want to be. For me, cars are materialistic. They come and go. I mean, if I had a couple million, like a good 50 million or whatnot, the way I look at it is this way, right? If I'm gonna buy something, I need to look at. And I was telling Richfield about this. I told Richfield that I was gonna buy a BMW M8, right? I was gonna buy an M8, all right, and someone very close to me said to me, it's like, oh, dude, that's really nice, Nick, but can I ask you how much you got in your account? And I was like, why? What's that got to do with anything? And they're like, no, I'm just gonna ask you. They're like, is it what you're gonna spend? Because the car was like 150 grand, all right? I'm gonna buy a BMW M8. It was competition, ultimate pack, the whole lot. Like it was maxed out, brand new, spanking brand new and whatnot. Put the deposit in and stuff like that. It was refundable. And the geezer told me, it's like, listen, exactly, that's it. Richfield knows. Is it 2% of your net worth? And I was like, no, it's not 2% of my net worth. It's a lot more than 2%. And the geezer blasted the shit out of me. Proper blasted me. He always blasted me as well. That's what a mentor does. But blasted the shit out of me. He told me, like, it's the dumbest thing you ever do. Don't look at me buying Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and shit like that, right? I can actually afford it because it's less than 2% of my net worth. And then that changed my perspective a lot, completely. Completely changed it. I was telling Richfield about it. And you know what? Absolutely right. Why spend 100 grand on a car? Let's say if I had $1 million, right? And I'm gonna spend 10% on a car which depreciates. Makes no sense. Absolutely makes no sense. If you're leasing, it's one thing, but even then, leasing is quite expensive. But it still makes no sense. So I got my X5. I'm quite happy with it, and it does the job, man. It does the job. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah. So Ethereum. Let's talk about Ethereum, and then we move on and see what's up. Ethereum. We got Monday's range, right? So key points to really take away. Number one, we're below 1440. What's important about 1440? That is the previous all-time high, and as you can see, the 1440. I don't need this anymore. Move that. Yeah, the 1440 level is, yeah, macro wise. Okay, let's look at the macro. Let's just break this down quickly. Nice and short and sweet and simple. Okay, so if you look here, this is the range bound environment that we were playing in the bull market. Okay, this is the range low and this is the range high. Okay, did a deviation, come back down, did a deviation, we step back in. If it was to be bullish, we should have actually reclaimed this high and then show bullish market structure to here, and then go into this area, and then to the mid-range. In fact, what it did instead, it fucked us all over, didn't it? Right? It decided to tease our assholes and tickle us to death. Came back down to below the mid-range, the range low. Finds resistance, come back down, finds resistance again, does a deviation, and sells off. And then, look, we've lost, not only did we lose this low here, this bearish market structure there, we lost the 1440 level. 1440 level, if we retest it and break down, off we go, because this has now become resistance. So now we have to start focusing on what's going on. The task at hand right now is literally this. We focus on the PA where we are. The PA where we are right now is Monday's range, right, which is highlighted in blue. And look what's happened. We come back from the low, back to the high. Well, obviously the mid-range, come over here to range high, takes that liquidity, comes back down, takes liquidity on Monday's low, steps back into the market, comes into the mid-range, but we're finding resistance in the mid-range. And now all we can say, you see this mid-range here? It's a deviation of the mid-range. And then all we got to do now is see what happens now. So we know we're below the mid-range, so then we got to focus on this area here, from the mid to the low. And once we get back above it, then we can start saying from the high to the mid. Until then, we've got to focus in this area here. So now, how do we play a play? Either short, bearish or bullish, right? Let's have a look. So what's happening? What's gapping the market, right? So you see this area here? Let's have a look. See this area here? This is an area consolidation prior to the FOMC. Prior to the deviation, step back in. There's another deviation, a high, and then there's a liquidity run. Takes out this here. So now price is capped within this consolidation. Oops. Price is capped into this consolidation. Can you see here? Price resistance. We step back into it, find support, come back up, find resistance of the block, and come back in, and we'll lose this now. Now, if we want, so now we lost this low here. We know we can place a stop loss here. How would I look for a short? If I want to look for a short, if this is supposed to be bearish and move below the mid-range, what I would like to see is price to come back up, maybe retest the mid-range or that range low over here, breaks down. This would be my confirmation. For me, too many fucking squiggly shit. Breaks down the confirmation there. This would be my confirmation. I put a hard stop over here in case if we do come back in and step in, I have to monitor the trade. If it does bullish market structure, I cut the trade because we're most likely coming to the range high and take out liquidity over here, and then we play it from. And then if it breaks up and we play up higher, we'll talk about that in just a moment. But we play back down to 25% of range. This is being support over here. You can see deviation, support. That'll be target 1. Lose this area here, back into this here. That'll be target 2, and then we squeeze into target 3. And that's a short play. That's all it is. Simple as that. Nothing else. Then, if we start losing this level over here, start bearish market structure, then we take out liquidity over here and here, level to level. And then we'll see what happens next. 1220 is on the table then. right? Now, if I want to be like, if I'm watching the price actually come up to here, and it starts stepping into this, right? I can take a long because we're above the mid range, targeting where? First, target one over here, at the high over here, and then seeing we can squeeze into the 75% range. If you start breaking down within the range, right, within this range, I cut the trade. Because why? Because we're gonna come back to the mid range and we're gonna see how we react. If we hold above it and then go up higher, or do we start losing it and go a lot more lower? Then the plan for the bearish play will play in play. Now, if we do this, if we come back into here and start finding support of the block, then we know the next set of targets will be where? Range high. And that's all it is. Simple as that. People say it's a boring PA. I say it's fucking money to be made. You just got to be patient. Now, we're looking for a pullback up there. Now, what happens if we don't get a pullback? What if? Because it can do that right now. Because we know the euro is looking shit. We know the fucking, what you call it? Yeah, the euro is looking shit. We know the dollar is looking very bullish. And price is going to go a lot more lower. Look at here. We've got support over here. This high over here, this consolidation over here. And we've got back up, find support, come back up, support, come back up. We're finding support here. We're taking out the lows there, not a problem. Now, if I want confirmation, absolute confirmation, how would I play this? Break down, find resistance, just like we did over here. This would be my entry, targeting over here. I put my stop loss above here. I can put an aggressive stop loss above the box itself, not a problem. But the invalidation is over here. Because if you reclaim and hold above it, we're most likely going to take out these stops, coming back to mid-range. So that's how you play it level to level. And that's if we start losing this level. So now, I wouldn't enter a short. I'd be very careful. So now we're looking at fucking, let's have a look. So from here, you guys will know what I'm talking about, right? See this level here? Right, pop this over here like that, for example. Well, you can see actually, fuck that. See this high here? This is the last high that's in the market down lower, right? That's acting as resistance. So if we come back up and retest this, starts breaking down, you know that's your entry for breaking down. Back down, that is your confirmation. This is your aggressive play with a stop loss above here. You're playing back down over here. Now we're looking at how the candle works over here. Do we lose this low over here? If we lose this low, you know where we're going. Minimum targets there, target 1, and then back into this area, and then we'll see what happens next. So this is going to drop down, in my opinion. I think we're going to drop down, and it's going to get really, really fucking nasty, in my honest, humble opinion. You like the approach 2% rule? Yeah, man, 2% rule is the key, man. That's how I stopped actually spending too much stupid money in it. Like, you know, like, well, in the bull run, that's the thing, is you get suckered into the idea of like, oh, I've got money, I can spend this, I can buy this. If I want to buy, you know, a ring for my girl, or a ring for my, or a necklace for my daughter, or anything like that, you think twice. You're like, all right, then this money's temporarily. You worked really hard, but is it worth 2% of your net worth? Do you post when you trade and trade and why on Discord? Yeah, there's a lot more information on Discord. I don't give you a call, right, but I give you the plans itself, right? And then what we've done over the last couple of days, since Monday really, actually, we've done like live sessions. Like in the evening, we talk about different things. Oh, here we go, we're selling it off now. That's it. There we go. Taking out the low. Now what we need to see is, you see this low here? I want to see this. I want to close below here. If we get a close below here, happy days. And then we can see any retest sells off into this area here. Let's take a scalp. Let's have a look. We've got a scalp on this. 5 minutes. Bit hard to scalp here. You know the reason why? Because you see this move over here. That's, if there was any scalp, right? Because the real scalp would have been here on BTC. On BTC was a lot more clearer. Where's the chart? Yeah, the real scalp would have been here. So you know how you find resistance off here, this area here. That's the scalp to play with a stop loss there to play back down. So we're coming back to the mid range. I can't really scalp here just yet. Bounce off this area here. I want to see what happens now. It's a tricky play to play a scalp, because again, we've done a big move down from Asia, and now we're in the London time, approaching New York. So Yeah, approaching New York's open soon, so you just want to take things a little bit more sensible. You can't just scalp like when I mean like you can't just scalp like whenever. You gotta scalp when the plan sets up as well. There's not much to scalp here at the moment. It looks really messy here. So we'll see how it goes out. Delete this. Is there any charts you want me to look at? I want to look at XRP quickly actually. So XRP came up to the mid range. One day. That's the mid range of this range itself. I was talking about this from I think it was yesterday or the day before. The low to the high. Prices go to the mid range. Someone in the group actually posted an idea of a short on XRP, and I was like, yeah, it's very valid. Stop loss over here, targeting back into this here at least. So we're gonna find some reaction over here at least because why? That's the area consolidation right here. Now, if price were to hold above it, right, then I look to cut the trade because we're gonna come back into this area, probably squeeze into this area of consolidation right over here. And then from there, we see what happens. Do we squeeze into this? Breaks down. If we break down, then you know, yep, you can enter a trade. You put your stop loss here, or you put a hard stop above there, and you play back to target 1 over here, and then back to target 2 over here. And then once we step into this range, right, into the orange range, what is this orange range? Let's have a look. I mean, I don't fucking know what it is. Here we go. Range band environment from there. Now, if we step back into the range, we just play back to level. All we're doing is, I'll show you. All you're doing is from the range low, come back down to 25% range, mid range, and then see how we react. Break down 25, and then squeeze into range low, and then to 25% range. Once we go back to 25% range, start losing this back into here, 32 cents I say, and then we'll see what happens next. Because the reason why I'll be targeting here, the 32 cents where the blue box is, I'll show you. The 1 day. See this area here? This is all consolidation here back in 2020, 2019. This is area consolidation which was happening, right, for a good year and a half and so before we did a big pop up. So here at the moment, support, come back in, will be support. If we start breaking down, we start looking for plays for target these areas here and then range low, and we'll see what happens next. There's XRP there. Want to see Atom? Let's have a look at Atom. Atom come to 25% range. It's above August's high. So we've got a range band environment, which is what 2021's low. Oops. So what we got here? Bring this down here. There we go. So what we got here? We got August's low. Sorry, 2021's low. 2021's high. This is the mid range. Deviation, support, breaks down, resistance, sells off, comes into this area here, and this is what we talked about. Oh yeah, I did an example on this as a bias, right? So going back to the 4 hours, let's have a look. So this is Monday's low. We've stepped into Monday's low, right? Now to me, the next target will be this purple line, which is August's high, right? This is August's high. So for me, I need to retest from Monday's low, come back to August's high, squeezing into last week's low. I'll expect some reaction over here, for example, and then once we lose August's low from the last week's low, we take out liquidity over here, come back to this SR. This is the SR there. You can see that support, resistance, deviation, get back up, at least retest into this area here. Then once we lose this level here, then we start playing it back down to this range here, and this range is literally at 1050 is at, that's a monthly range actually. I'll show you. Can you see this? Come on, man. This is a monthly range. Price was capped here, this high, resistance. That'll be the low there. The mid range held as support, got back up, at least to retest this. If you start breaking down, 25% right, 920 go to $8, $8 to 678, and then to 550. And that will be the second quarter's low of this year. There's liquidity resting here, and then once we take out this low over here, squeeze into $5. So if you look at it this way, just looking at the monthly, we got 7 days to go, right? If we get below August's high, right? If we get below August's high, it's bearish because this high has been capping the market, So far, we can say that this low capped the market there, and at the same time, 25% has capped the market. But get below the August's high, then you definitely know that is bearish then. And there's nothing bullish about this. Because if it was to be bullish, we should at least reclaim the 25% range and then start looking for higher prices. So it's just a bit of a bearish play, you know. There's nothing more to it but more downside in my opinion. I mean, like people were looking for like inefficiencies over here, 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 and all that stuff like that. But it doesn't have to fill it out now. We can come back down and play around here for a bit, consolidate around here for a bit until 2020, end of 2023, 2024, and then do this crazy ass move over here in the bull market. So it's nothing. Oops, nothing too interesting there to look at. I was looking at Doge. Doge is one thing that I'm gonna actually definitely be buying actually at the lows. Look where we're at right now. Look at the expansive move here. So I like to see Doge actually lose this level. This is a range bound environment. This is the low. This is the low. This is the high. Mid range has supported it. You got all this move that hasn't been filled out now. If we're in a bearish market and we're right about the idea that Bitcoin's gonna go down, Ethereum's gonna go down, dollar's gonna go up, Euro USD is gonna go down, then what's gonna happen is we're gonna come back to the mid range, lose the mid range, come back to 25% of range. That's at 2 cents, and then probably squeeze into 1 cent. And that 1 cent, we'll see what happens there. And then I see prices actually range bounding over here for a little bit before we actually shoot it up. And then during the bull run, Doge is going to be one that's going to fly like every single bull run that this happened. I don't see why not. Elon Musk talks about it a lot. He's a very pro Doge guy, and I think Doge will be crazy there. Any questions, guys? One second there. Smash the likes, everybody, man. Show me some love there. Bro, I'm over trading. How do I stop? Alright, so loss after loss. The best thing to do, to be honest, is literally just switch it off, man. You're gonna have to switch it off. If you take it, look, I have a rule in it. If I take 2 losses at any given time in a row, right, I always walk away. There's no need for me to take loss after loss. Literally, I would just start taking some time off, maybe over the weekend, and just not look at the charts and come back with a fresh mind. It comes down to you, because yeah, like Final Country, come to the DCC. If you come join us at the DCC site, we'll help you, man. The team over here knows how we're doing it, and we'll definitely will actually look after you, and then we can talk about like losses, because you're not the only one in the group that's actually going for the same situation as well. I definitely know there's one person in particular that has DM'd me about this, and I do know, and I'm certain there's other guys who's in the same situation. If you want to join the DCC, there's 2 ways around it. Okay, so you can actually go on to, if you go to my Twitter, for example, right. Let's see. Let's go to profile. If you go to my Twitter, right, there's my website and my bio, traderdaink.com. If you click on that, and then literally just go down to plans and pricing, follow the instructions there, and then like you put your card in there. And that's how you actually, if you want to pay by card, or if you want to actually pay by crypto, it's not a problem. We have another situation for that. Crypto, if you go to Daink Country Club, so Daink C Club, the link's in description anyway, and then go to the first post there. You see for those who want to pay via crypto, click on that, for example, go to subscribe, and then literally put in the currency you want to pay in, and then follow the instructions, and then off you go. But yeah, so I mean, look, we'll help you out, man. You know, you're not the only one. I know there's a lot of people in the same situation, and I believe that in the bear market, if you really want to make yourself in the bear market, now's the time. Like, if you really want to make yourself ready for the bull market, now's the time, because education, investing in your education, like, it's the best way of best form of actually going forward in life, because it's a tough world out there. I definitely understand. It's really, it's not so easy, but sometimes you just need the right mentor. You just need the right mentor to help you out. So like they were talking about this in the group about like the well, I'll let the guys will say it to you for you as well. The guys will tell you everything about it. Yeah, but the night is darkest before the dawn, brother. We've all been there, so use the time to study hard from Daink and his crew. It takes time, but work hard and you'll get rewarded. 100%, man. 100%. Yeah, it's true, man. Like Fan Country Club is saying it like it's $100 is cheap as well. I mean, and there's some people actually charge a lot more. I mean, I'm not gonna shit on anyone. That's entirely up to them as well. Um, Obviously, like if you look at BC Richfield, he's from the Burb Nest as well. So like I don't know what the pricing is on from the Burb Nest, but there's a big team from them as well. So it's like a different style. So obviously things will be more expensive, obviously, and like the quality of because I'm just starting, so I'm not gonna have high tech stuff going on. But you by all means you can always check me out. If you don't want to check me out, you can check someone else out. It's there. It's entirely up to you how you want to play this, and if you feel like you need a mentor or someone to actually help you and guide you, by all means, like spending money into your it's like the way I see it is it's better to spend money on education than spending money on a trade that you're gonna lose. Do you know what I mean? Because it's all easy to actually take a trade, but to manage a trade is one thing. To learn how to trade is another thing. To understand certain things is another thing. To implement those ideas is another thing. It takes time. So like you can't just jump into the market itself and in the bull market and think that you're a good trader because everything's going up. Everyone is a trader in the bull market. But those who actually stay around, look at Richfield. Richfield, for example, he's a sick guy. I'm gonna plug him in again. I have so much love for that guy, and he's a really good, really good, phenomenal trader as well. Look at Richfield, like he's slick. The geese is just too slick. Where is it? And like, look at this, deciding whether to wake up and join the party, adding more fuel to the short-term bullish fire. And look at his charts, really clean, man, clean as fuck as well. Really, what the fuck's going on here? Really good geese as well. And he has some good solid content as well. Dollar index, got to keep an eye on this sneaky bastard really as well. Well, he said beast, I said bastard, innit? But you got to keep an eye on this bastard anyway. And we talked about it. 113 is on point. Is on the table. He's really good. Really fucking sick as well. Follow him as well. Give him a follow. And it's entirely up to you as well how you actually want to. Oops, where the fuck am I? There. It's entirely up to you how you want to play this game. End of the day, you can try and do it solo, and which is fine. By all means, do it solo as well. But you have to put the effort into it as well. Or you can join a group who will actually support you, and you can join any group. I'm available. There's other guys that's available as well, and you got to find what you feel that's suitable for you. So like myself, right? I do education content. I explain certain things. I talk about ranges. I talk about like even yesterday I talked about journaling. I talked about like how many of you guys actually journal? Answer me that. If you can answer me, like if you guys can journal, then you're on your way up. Like even today, so I gave the guys homework on ranges, right? Today I'm gonna do a stream tonight. I'm gonna sit down with them, right? And it's gonna be a private stream that they all gonna see. They all can jump in, and it's gonna be recorded for them on a separate YouTube channel. It's all privatized, so obviously the public can't see. And they're all giving me permission to actually, go and do their mark the homework live, and I will just talk about them. It'll be criticized with them. The point is critical thinking. You know what it is? Because it's like when you're at uni, right? I remember at university I had a teacher called Dr. Hall. Dr. Hall was a motherfucker, right? I hated the motherfucker, Scottish bastard, right? But he was tough for a reason. The reason why he was tough is because he wanted us to become like critical thinkers. The world is there. The world, talks a lot of shit. But when you're behind that desk and you're looking at that chart, right? And you're on your own for a moment, and you gotta think and you gotta work out how you're gonna do this. Because I may not be around. Like today, I'm here. Tomorrow, I might be dead. But like, if I'm not around and I'm not doing these streams and someone to help you guys out, then what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna fall onto? Who are you gonna go to? There's so many guys on YouTube and Twitter that were so bullish, macro bullish, and they're still bullish, like crazy bullish. Oh, Bitcoin is just the low, 20k. You will never see 20k, bro. Shut the fuck up, man. We're at 19k. Going to fucking 18, 17k, right? say Ethereum is gonna go, the ETH merge is gonna go to 2K, 2.5K. What the fuck happened, man? What the fuck are you talking about? ETH merge sent it back down to $1,300. It was bound to happen, you know. You don't need to actually follow the narrative to actually understand it. The chart tells you everything. You just gotta follow the chart. So level to level, like the guys today, I'm gonna fucking grill the shit out of them. I mean, I was gonna be a bit soft on them at first because it's the first week, but they all said nah, be tough on them because they want to learn and they're serious about that. And the fact that they're serious makes me passionate about teaching them as well. So I'm just gonna grill the shit out of them tonight at 9 o'clock in the evening. So if you guys do join the DCC, feel free to join in to the stream later on in the evening and watch how we do things as well. 90, that's Professor D. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, BC. Big love to you, man. Yeah, Yuri says it, man. You know, Bird Nest is a great group too. You're all legends. Yeah, man. You know, Crypto Bird, Bird is a legend. His team is full of legends as well. BC Ritual, another legend there. Thank you so much for that, BC. Appreciate that. Yeah, Yuri, you guys are in a thing. If you guys done well, then you got nothing to worry about. But if you guys done shit, I'm gonna tell you straight up, you done shit. You know what I'm saying? The session tonight will be at 9 o'clock UK time, around that time, 9 p.m. BST. So that's when the session will be. If you can't make it, it's not a problem. It will be on the private YouTube link anyway, so you guys can access it afterwards. But if you can join in, it'll be better for you as well. So when I mark your homework, you can ask me your questions at right there and then. So you get the most out of it there. Yeah. Big love, fan of Country Club. Cool. Any other questions before I head off? Cool. I'm gonna call it a day then. All right then, guys. I'm gonna catch you guys later. It is 11:40, so need to get your first two. Dude, Cruz, what's going on, man? Nah, but it's all good. It's all good. When you're ready, man. I locally feel you from my area. I just don't want to blast that info. Yo, where you from, Beastie? You from Birmingham? Or from Solihull? So I'm in Solihull. BB. What? See it said. Let's have a look at. I'm gonna quickly see it said, and I'm gonna call it a day then. Midland boys, yeah. Yeah, I'm from area called Solihull, which is not too far from Birmingham Airport. Yeah, man, it's Peaky Blinders, isn't it? Nuneaton. Oh, so you're not too far from me, Piotr. I was literally I was in Hinckley on Tuesday, you know. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I was in Hinckley. I wasn't too far. I literally drove past through. Well, I drove through Nuneaton because the motor was quite quite rough to go through anyway. So, I mean, it was just looking for a long on. Sorry about that. It was just looking for a long on CH said. I mean, it doesn't look like a long to me, to be honest, in all fairness. Let's have a look. The weekly. So we've got the weekly range there. That's the range low. That's the range high. That's the weekly range. Let me just change the color so I know what I'm talking about. That's orange. Right, awesome. So I wouldn't be looking for longs. You know why? Because look at this. Resistance, deviation. This is all. This mid range is quite a nasty one. Now, if I was to look for a solid if I want confirmation, right? Well, if I was looking for a range, right? I mean, fuck it up. Let's do this, right? So where's Monday's range? Where's Monday's low? Monday's play. So the 19th was right here. So this is the 19th. So we broke out of Monday's high. All good. That's Monday's range, right? Broken it out there, and we're getting capped. See, do we retest this area here? So we're getting capped at this block over here. That's where we're getting capped up right now. Now, if price come back down, hold support on Monday's high, I will play it back to this area here from this low there. I will target 1, squeeze into there, target 2, and then look for target 3 at the mid-range. From the mid-range, for one along, confirmation is above the mid-range, hold above it, then we start playing level to level at 38 cents, then 38 cents, just looking at around 46 cents. That's how we're looking for it for a long. But I am bearish on the market itself, so I wouldn't be looking for a what do you call it, for a short. I mean, we can pop back in to this area here, into the mid-range. Once we break down here, then you know that's your confirmation to enter. Stop loss above here. You can keep a hard stop there, and then back into Monday's high. Once we get into Monday's high, into 25% range, then Monday's low. Lose Monday's low, off we go back into these area of liquidity right here. That'll be the next set of targets. Then range low, which is just above 16 cents. That's what CNC looks like to me. Doesn't look like a long to me just yet. We are finding resistance. If I were to look on the smaller time frame, let's have a look. Let's go on the 4 hours. What's happening? See how we react off here first. Let's see how we react there and how we react around there. Actually, no, around here. Here's where I look to for a reaction. If we can actually come back down, hold above it, then I can know, yep, level to level, back into there, take out these highs. Once we reclaim this high, and then we can go back up to mid-range. And that would be the play for longs. But once we step back into Monday's high, right? So this is Monday's high. And the 19th is right here. And the Monday's low is about, is there here. Once we step into here, play it back down all the way to mid-range, mid-range to range low, back down to here. Obviously taking the profits over there and then back down to here. So it doesn't look really good in my opinion. That's my honest opinion there. It does look like quite like shit. Like ES is right now. ES is fucking now. ES man. ES has just lost it now. Told ya. Back to range low. Was nothing better bullish there. If ES is losing this level here, right? We've got 3 hours and 22 minutes to go. If we do something like this, break down, lose this low there, 25% of range, squeeze into the 2021 range low, and squeeze into the range low of this area here. And that's how it looks like for ES right now. If I want to be bullish, right, we'll have to reclaim, hold above it. Then I can say, yep, target 1, and then squeeze into these highs there, and then target 2, and see what happens there. It's a range bound environment. We step back into this range over here. Are you using Hinkley? Bro, Richfield, if you're ever nearby the Midlands, give me a shout, man. I'll come and see you. Anytime, Mr. Beastie. Yeah, they ran about with the plane. Yeah, you know. Have a blessed day, my brother. BDC above mid-range. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's above the mid-range. Stepping into here. So we talked about this. Oops. I have no problem with price coming into this area here. Right? If price steps into this, we can play a scalp trade, right? Quick day trade back into here. Let's go on the 15 actually. Go on 10. Right? Let's just focus on this area here. And we're literally just focusing on this. Alright, cool. So if we find resistance off here, right? If we were to come back up and hold above here, take out these highs, find support off this high itself, that would be a long to at least target 1. And then from here, go into target 2. Because then we feel like this inefficiency right here. Then we'll see what happens. Do we get back up and hold above it? And then we carry on going for higher prices up to take out these highs over there. And then squeeze into Monday's high. But if we start finding resistance, come back down, break down over here. Once we lose this, right, then we know back to range, mid-range. From the mid-range, once we lose this mid-range, off we go. We know back to June's low, and then 25% of range, and then coming back down to range low. That's how we're looking to play. So there is something to play. Let's have a look. 5 minutes. Yeah, it's finding resistance of this range itself. That's the only issue there. See this? That's where it's finding resistance. So we'll see what happens. To be a bit patient, see if it breaks down. If it were to break down, what we'd look at I mean, I could see us popping in one more time though. At least I wouldn't mind popping into here and then lose level there, lose this range low over here, and that would be confirmation to play high for lower prices back down to the mid range. That's how I look for it. And then the plans for the bullish and bearish plays all there. All right then, fam. I'm gonna I want to make a move now. It's ES is depressing. We'll talk about the rest a lot more about it in the Discord as well. But I'll catch you guys in a bit. We'll call it a day. It is nearly 12 o'clock anyway, so I need to get ready for Jummah, for Friday prayers. But yeah, catch you guys on Monday. I'll do a stream on Sunday, actually, a weekly stream kind of thing. You know, the usual stuff. Get that back into rolling as well. So big love to you. Appreciate that, Richfield. It's a pleasure having you here. Here we go. See, we're losing it. 4 minutes. We'll see what happens. If 4 minutes it closes below here, then you know any retest into this area here can give us an opportunity to come back down. But yeah, so I'll catch you guys soon. Thank you so much for attending the show, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon as well. Okay, and yeah, plans all there. We've done XRP, we've done CHC, we've done Doge, we've done ETH, BTC, the lot. You know how it works out there. So catch you guys. Take care.